Right, welcome ladies and gents. Another video on the Acolyte, because the showrunner has started to come out and do interviews, which I'm really surprised by. I would have thought genuinely that Lucasfilm would have kept her like on the low. Why? Because she's the former assistant, personal assistant of Harvey Weinstein. That stuff's ramping up. Now look, I'm just going to go out on a line, go out on a limb and say if she didn't know what was going on, then well, I'm an ent. All right? Or yeah, I'm an ent. Lord of the Rings reference. Like, for goodness sake, obviously she knew what was going on. And you would think that Lucasfilm would not want potentially any bad press coming her way. Or any mention. Her name in the headlines, people doing a dig on who she is. Bizarre. But also, she'd probably keep her mouth shut anyway. Why? Because nothing she says makes anyone excited for this. She's come out and said that there's multi-season plans for all of this. Terrible. But also, what is very surprising is that the runtime for the episodes are tiny. Why? What is going on with this show? This show that, hilariously, the former producer, executive producer, is suing Lucasfilm over. Someone who was fired. Who was hired, but then instantly fired, is seeking pretty big damages. This show is, oh god, the trailer was garbage. This looks garbage. Anytime this woman opens her mouth, does not make anyone excited. So let's take a look. So, showrunner Leslie Hedland confirms multi-season plans and reveals surprisingly short runtimes. So she spoke with Collider, Leslie the Forehead Hedland, teases Clone Wars references, Jedi at the height of their power. Anyone who's a Star Wars fan that likes this, shame on you. Why? Because this breaks canon instantly. Mace Windu. The Sith have not been around for a millennia. Mate, were you asleep? Were you asleep when this happened then, I'm guessing? I'm guessing Yoda wasn't around. Maybe he was having a sleep as well. So anyway, the showrunner talked about how the series will be similar to Andor and The Mandalorian and a possible season 2. Oh god, it's amazing. She has genuinely killed the brand. Well, Lucasfilm have killed the brand anyway. I mean, look at this for instance, right? Look how many dislikes it's got. 255,000 destroyed it. Anyway, let's take a look. Hit subscribe if you're new, by the way, guys. There is more on the horizon for Star Wars fans with the upcoming series The Acolyte. The series is set many years before the events of The Phantom Menace. During the High Republic era. It's supposedly set 50 years. Or 50 to 100 years before. I think it's 100 years before The Phantom Menace, if I remember rightly. Or it was 50. Well, sorry. It's not a millennia then, is it? It's not a millennia. Also, by the way, guys, if you're enjoying this video, we get massive demonetization here. Please do become a Patreon down below in the description box. Please do become one. Or a member of the channel. You can become a member of the channel, support on a recurring basis for as little as $1.27. Absolute tiny. Less than a coffee. So let's get them memberships up, guys. Let's do it, please. Down below. Link is down below. Anyway. So it's during the High Republic era, which has yet to be explored on screen. So the new Star Wars series is a mystery thriller that will take viewers into a galaxy of shadowy secrets. You know what it actually is, don't you, by the way, guys? It's literally Arcane. They stole Arcane. The series of the Arcane on Netflix. They stole it. So now, yesterday, Collider's own Stephen Weintraub spoke with Leslie Hedland. So what was said? So I'll start with the most important thing. Will Russian Doll Season 3 ever happen? No one cares about that. Fuck off. Do you think there's a chance of more Russian Doll? No one cares about that. Shut up. Jumping into Star Wars, the thing that only people are clicking on this for. The trailer does a great tease of what the series is about because it's like a teaser trailer, essentially. How much did you work with Disney on marketing and how much is it sort of them saying to you, here's the trailer? Weirdly, I was very wary, of course, of being like, oh my god, I'm going to make some trailer. I was nervous. I had given them a couple of ideas and I was like, here are some things that I think are interesting. Here are some moments that I think were important narratively to get in there. And then they sent me something back that was perfect. I was absolutely shocked. I guess I shouldn't say that because they're my boss, but I was so in love with what they sent me and I felt so understood by that. No one cares if you feel understood. No one cares if you're queer, which is part of this as well. They understood the show. And they understood what to pick out in order to properly set up the series. And also give you just enough that you weren't giving too much away. As the series gets closer to coming out... By the way. This trailer has been done for like a year. They released this at Star Wars Celebration last year. It's the same trailer. As the series gets closer to coming out, get ready for the full trailer. That's a whole different story. Yeah, that's a whole different story, I'm sure. We haven't even gotten into it. Yeah. Is the teaser trailer footage from just a few episodes, or is it from the entire series? It's from a lot of episodes. It's not from a whole series, but I would say it's from 4 to 5 episodes. So basically the whole series. Anyway, is the series more Andor or more Mandalorian? I think it's in between. I think it's very much in between, meaning it's a serialized story. It's not episodic. What? What? That doesn't make sense. There's an overarching story that's told over the course of 8 episodes. What, like Mandalorian and Andor? It's a mystery thriller, meaning each episode you have to watch in order to get more information and start to get invested. I found with Andor, it really built into something that was exciting and had this incredible payoff at the end. We were definitely trying to do something similar narratively. But I would say in terms of the more Mandalorian aspects of it, here there are a lot of Alien references, a lot of Clone Wars references. How is there Clone Wars references? It's set before the Clone Wars. A lot of original... How's there original trilogy references? It's set before that. Anyway, what? Basically, all of the stuff that I love about Star Wars I think are recognisable, but no post-Empire or current Empire iconography, so no stormtroopers. We don't have anything to rely on that anchors you in the Skywalker Saga or post-Skywalker Saga. In the trailer, there's a line, someone is killing Jedi, it doesn't make sense. What can you tease about that line? Well, I think it's really difficult to defeat a Jedi. It doesn't make any sense. Who can do that? Who would be powerful enough to kill a Jedi? Especially at the height of their power. And I would consider this to be the height of their power, because in The Phantom Menace, they're not sensing the Sith presence to the point... Well, apparently they're not sensing it now, you dickhead. To the point where they don't know what Palpatine's presence is doing, or even what his intentions are. So I would say, as you move further back, I think you get the Jedi at the height of their power, so it doesn't make sense, because who would be able to do that? These people are dumb. The Jedi will look a little different, apparently. So Jodie Turner-Smith, this is an actress. Stop bloody being cast as stuff. This is a model, by the way. Stop being cast as stuff. This is about power and who's allowed to use it. What would you say about that? I've always seen Star Wars as, well, I wouldn't say all of Star Wars. I think Star Wars is really complicated. But I think one of the themes of Star Wars is usually underdog versus institutional threat, right? What? That's one aspect of it, and to me, in that particular era, the Jedi are not a threat at all. They're a benevolent, balanced, I think well-intentioned, beautiful institution that has amassed an enormous amount of power. So the question becomes, is it right for an institution to have that much power? Yes, it is. Especially in Star Wars universe. I think that sometimes people get a little caught up in the morality of, oh, the good people can use power, and bad people can't. And it's more about who's allowed to amass power, and who is allowed to use it for their own ends. That she's trying to make the Sith sympathetic. Scum. What if you are Force sensitive and you don't want to become a Jedi? What happens then? Are you not allowed to utilise your power? George would say that it fades without training. But is there no training going on at all in the whole galaxy? No one has figured out a way to do that beyond the Jedi. Obviously, she's just trying to undermine George Lucas. Piss in your face. This is such shit. Obviously, we know that the Sith are still doing the rule of 2 at this point. What do you mean? They weren't even... What? You're breaking canon. They weren't around. So there's a training aspect going on in that sense. You have Force witches, similar to Night Sisters, who are training each other. We know that. There are no Night Sisters in the show, but we just know that there are different... There are different factions, and even in the EU and the High Republic, there's talk of Force cults that have decided to retreat from society, and now I'm getting too nerdy. But anyway, point being, it is an institution... An institution allowed to amass the amount of power, even if their intentions are good. There's a great shot in the trailer, the Jedi lighting up their lightsabers. Is that a one-off in the series? What can you tease about the fight? Because I think fans are going to go crazy when they see that. I think what I could say about that without spoiling anything is that when I was thinking about the Jedi in this particular era, I thought that they wouldn't pull out their lightsabers very often. In this era, there aren't battle droids to fight, there isn't a dark saber, it exists at this point, but it's definitely not around, so why would they pull out their sabers? Why wouldn't they? They would only pull out the savers if they felt like they were really being threatened. And so what I can say is that they are very threatened in that moment when they pull them out. Also, right after this shot is the shot of the red lightsaber flying through the trees. I believe the series is 8 episodes. Are the episodes 30 minutes or more like an hour? 30 minutes long. And the finale is 40 minutes. Wow. Do you consider it a 4-hour movie? You know I don't. This is shit. And then there's more as well. Season 2. I would say that when I pitched it, I definitely pitched it as multi-seasons. Go away. Have you figured out Season 2 would be? Do you have any scripts? We could make it pretty quick. We definitely have a timeline. I have ideas. And again, so you don't have any scripts, but you've got ideas and you can make it really quickly, apparently. Wow. Wow, this is crap. There you go. Rubbish. Thoughts down below? Let me know. Take care. Bye-bye now.